Oh, David, why, look at the time. I believe that it is...
The Chainsaw Man!
I'm David, and this is your dose of Chainsaw Man. You can join us every Friday where we see what masterpiece Fujimoto put out, except not next Friday, because Jordan, there's not a chapter next week. So Fujimoto is like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Only he knows when his chapters come out.
That is true. Basically, just look on the Shonen Jump app, and if you see a new episode of Chainsaw Man, we'll be there.
We'll be there, and we'll be square.
And if you're looking for regular Shonen Flop goodness, you can find our next episode for our review of Shonen Shoujo, featuring Crimson Rogue on Monday. That was a fun episode.
Oh, Crimson Rogue was great. I mean, it would have been nice to have had Emerald Ranger on, but, you know, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, Sapphire Warrior was busy that day, and, you know.
Yeah, as was Earl...
Anyway.
Build King sucks, speaking of colors. Anyway, just a reminder, though, these recordings are open to everyone to listen and chat along with us. We record every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time when there is a new chapter out, and I want to give a big shout out to everyone listening in right now. You can find a link to it in the show notes or on our site. And then, Jordan, though, what was your devil this week?
Well, David, my devil this week is the puppy devil.
So was mine.
I know, David.
Twinning.
I know. Oh my God.
That means we have to kiss. What?
Oh, what? I'm sitting here right now, looking down, and I see my little sister's puppy, Benny. He was found with a homeless man. He is very small. He's smallish. He's very cute. Yeah, he's also kind of a jerk. He was growling at me earlier, and then I took him out, and he just had to poop really bad.
Oh, I'm getting a pupperoo with the lovely Rachel, who, I don't know, she might be able to hear me, maybe not. Rachel, I love you. So we're getting our pupperoo on Friday. So tonight is my last night as we're going up early without any sort of animal in the house except for me, because I am a beast. Hashtag games train has no breaks.
Yes. You are on that Sigma mindset, that gorilla mindset, David.
Sigma grind set.
Yes. These both defeat the point of what the devil section was supposed to be, but I don't care.
I love that 4chan meme where this guy was like average Sigma male schedule, and like the first one's like get up at 5 a.m. and it's like cold shower for punishment, and then there's like cold shower at 2 p.m. for pleasure. It was great. But anyway, enough about that. Jordan, let's hear your fantastic plot summary to chapter 118, Saying Goodbye. And I want to say, unfortunately, Trey was unable to provide their audio. I'm excited that we're going to try and have guests on our Patreon episode. So definitely Trey was one of the first people you want back. So super excited if they have time on their schedule to record and talk about whatever wins the poll on the Patreon.
Yeah, Trey's very interested in coming off. It is, of course, depending on schedule.
And if you want to help us decide what we're doing, our next long form, we just finished A Gravity Boys. You can find that on patreon.com/Shonen Flop, where we're deciding between Magu-chan, God of Destruction, and Siren.
Oh yes, without spoiling too much, if you like penis, you might like A Gravity Boys.
Yes, we talk about donkais. What that means, you'll find out.
Yes.
Anyway, enough about the advertisement shilling for that. Jordan, let's actually get into the plot summary.
So David, I need you to put the last time on Dragon Ball Z music here.
Okay, if you send it to me, I'll add it.
Last time on Chainsaw Man, due to the fact that Aza now has a heavy crush on Denji, Yoru attempted to turn him into a weapon by saying Denji's spinal cord sword. However, it didn't work, and Denji is still standing there, now confused while she repeats it. Denji says it back as a goodbye and leaves. Aza and Yoru determine that it must be because Denji doesn't like them back, and they sulk about it by going to sleep in their clothes, while Aza angrily cannot believe that he doesn't like her back. Popcorn David.
Later, Dennis wants to take her to an all-night movie festival, but also complains that it's too expensive and demands they rent movies instead. Since it's the 90s, she determines that since Dennis is the only one with a VHS player, they should go to his house. Denji starts furiously sweating and says, okay, but she has to follow their house rules or else she could die. And since it's Chainsaw Man,
at all.
I don't think he's kidding. This is heard by the club president / student president / fake Chainsaw Man slash Chainsaw Man superfan who is hiding behind a corner.
Hiding behind a corner, just
dun, dun,
watching
Done.
two random kids that he platonically watching
platonically
them?
watching them. Yeah, isn't it great how if you say platonically watching them, it makes it seem even
though
weirder?
that, I guess, as opposed to romantically watching, I suppose. Do you think so, though? Maybe he's not.
I mean, I'm platonically watching you every
We're only
night.
platonic?
I love those red shorts you got on.
Okay.
For now. Anyway, Jordan, so why was this chapter a 10 out of 10?
I love the fact that it didn't work, so they just say it over and over again, and Denji's like, I guess that's a weird way to say goodbye. Bye.
What if it takes off and it's like, I'm thinking about Double Taisei where the fucking wearing like a sack as clothing became like the trend, and you literally are seeing people say,
I think that might happen in the fandom.
What if Fujimoto makes a sequel to Goodbye Eri called Spinal Cord Sword Eri?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make a retranslation of Chainsaw Man where I just swap out every instance of goodbye with Denji Spinal Cord Sword. So in this one, it'd be like, wow, that's an interesting way to say Denji Spinal Cord Sword.
Oh my god. Jordan, so what did you like about this chapter?
David, I am so fucking excited to see Denji's house.
I wonder how many movies he's gonna have. It's like, I feel like he'll have a VHS for every movie that was referenced in the opening credits of Chainsaw Man.
That, or they go to rent them and they rent every movie that was referenced, you know, because
Imagine, though, if it's like she doesn't like Pulp Fiction and Denji just says, this is done, and just gets up and leaves.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be with somebody who doesn't have good movie taste? You can't even fucking appreciate
Right?
fucking Tarantino at his finest? We are done.
Yep. Although I think Reservoir Dogs was his best movie.
I like Reservoir Dogs more than Pulp Fiction.
I do think it is nice how Dennis, really, his stupidity is far too powerful for any one person to own.
I mean, like, if somebody said Denji Spinal Cord Sword to you, would you know what they meant?
I mean, but demons exist.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, like, have we seen another demon have this power where they just put their hand on somebody's head and say that? Like, Denji doesn't know that that's a demon thing. He's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Fine. I also do think that it's really cool that Austin and the War Devil share both positive and negative emotions, which is consistent because they share fear, so it makes sense that they would share positive emotions like affection.
Yeah, and they feel rejection, too. The War Devil is upset. The War Devil just gets on Oz's fucking bed and just immediately falls asleep.
I wonder if devils just don't like to bathe, because Power hated bathing too.
Yeah, I also really feel like that the War Devil is also like affecting Oz's emotions. They're both very connected. The War Devil feels more like a separate part of Oz's brain, which I guess she literally is.
Yeah.
That's not as intelligent of an observation as I thought it was, damn.
I do think, though, if the War Devil doesn't keep good control of her, like, body, it might be a contrast to Makima, who you know probably was very pristine about their personal hygiene.
Yeah, but David, there is a far bigger elephant in the room, which is that there are rules at Denji's house that you have to follow or else you will die.
Do you think that is a literal rule that, like, Nayuta enforces, or is it more like a devil hunter policy where if they learn too much, they have to kill them?
That's a good question. I feel like it has to be from Nayuta. I mean, he's living with the control devil.
Yeah.
His daughter is the control devil, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's a single dad just struggling.
Because we do know if you break a contract with a devil, you die.
Yes. You think maybe everybody who enters in the room has to sign a contract with the control devil?
I don't know.
What rules do you think there are?
I think we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that if you put your elbows on the table while you're eating, you die.
I wonder if there really is a reason why he needed 2 weeks for the next chapter, or if you just want a break.
If you don't take your shoes off when you walk into the house, you die.
Yeah, imagine if there's just like a bunch of like OCD things where it's like you have to turn the light switch on like 3 times and like enter a room backwards or some weird shit.
Yeah, it's like it's a JoJo fight.
I love those things where it's like someone's bleeding and it's like the ability to change the font on fortune cookies. And it's like Shotaro like on the floor, bloody.
Exactly.
But Araki would make that work.
Araki would make that work. That is more of an Araki thing than a Fujimoto thing, but that doesn't mean Fujimoto won't do it.
I agree.
He could represent it with fortune cookies.
Yeah. I will also say, despite the start, it is nice to have a low-stakes chapter where there was no fighting, there was really no devil confrontation, so those are always fun to have, and it's definitely one of Fujimoto's specialties.
Yeah, this chapter really just has me excited for the next one. Why does it have to be 2 weeks, David? Why does it have to be 2 weeks? I want to see...
Because you haven't suffered enough.
I have not suffered enough, apparently. According to Fujimoto, I have not. But we're just going to have to wait.
Yes, and with that, though, do you have anything else you want to say about this chapter?
Yeah, so what do you think about that president dude?
He's super fucking weird, and I bet he's gonna die really horrifically.
Oh yes. What do you think he wants to do? What's his game here? You know, what's his game plan here?
I think he may suspect that Asa is sus. Maybe he saw Asa actually turn the aquarium into a spear.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna see Denji turn into Chainsaw Man and just start freaking out?
Oh yeah, I think he might become the Chainsaw Simp.
The Chainsaw Simp, the new beam.
The Chainsaw Stan.
Ah.
Even more so than he is. That was really obvious. I don't know how I missed that, right?
I like Chainsaw Simp more, honestly. Like,
really?
It doesn't work as well as Chainsaw Stan, but I think the idea is
funnier.
We'll let
the listeners decide which one they prefer.
Yes.
And that's his dub name, of course, is Stan.
Oh, yes, yeah. I don't remember his name.
I don't either.
I wanted to say, I don't know. What if he makes a contract with the Shark Devil, and then he's the new Beam?
Oh, that would be great.
That would be your favorite.
Beam is such a good boy.
I want him to come back. Anything else, David? You got anything else to say about this this lovely little chapter?
No, I don't think so. But speaking of lovely things, Jordan, I want to thank you so much for all the great things you do on the show.
Oh, you're so welcome, David. And thank you for thanking me. And for doing a bunch of stuff on the podcast. You do so much, man.
I try. And you can find us on Twitter at Shonen Flopcast and our website, shonenflop.com. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever else you get your podcast. And props to Shannon for the awesome cover art. Find her online at illuminyatea. And as a reminder, you can join us recording every Wednesday that there is a chapter out at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Find a link to it in the show notes or on our site. Just a note, there is no chapter next week, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. And stay tuned for Monday as we give our full review of Shonen Shoujo with the fantastic Crimson Rogue.
Oh, yes. It sure is something.
Jordan, you gotta say your line, man.
Oh, I guess I do. Unfortunately, David, I'm looking at the clock right now, and the Chainsaw Minute has sadly passed. Bye!
Bye.